Okay, today we're going to work on module number 10, which is Object Detection 2. Work on the first mission, bad containers. Touch all the containers. Alright, looks like a repeat. Let's slap in 4, give that a try. We're going to have it go, have a drive. We'll put in an until touch. I'm going to have it turn left. Negative 100. I forget. Yeah, let's give it a try. Kind of obnoxious. Alright, first mission done. So we're going to meet the ultrasonic rangefinder. Looks like we're having a manual display. Probably want to look up the heads up. Oh, let me reset this stuff. Heads up display. Full screen. Here. So I see the ultrasonic rangefinder sees the distance from our vehicle to that fence. So as you see, we're going to be at about 250 here. Go up back to the next line. 200-ish right there. $1.50. So you can see this is going to measure the distance from here until that fence. Easy enough. So instead of a wait until touch, we can do a wait until ultrasonic rangefinder. Alright, need some tweaking. Looks like we're setting it to 30. So we want it to be less than or equal to 30. So instead of touching, it stopped when it got to 30 units away and made the turn then. Restart our mission. Looks similar to mission number 1. Alright, so we know how to solve that. We're going to do a repeat. Slap in 4. Let's go ahead and start driving. But this time, instead of an until touch, we're going to wait until ultrasonic rangefinder hits a value. Let's say 20. And we want to stop it when it's greater than 20 or less than 20. So let's change it to less than. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and have it turn left. Oops. Wrong order. Swap them around. Turn on my set duration of steering. My smart blocks aren't working very well right now, so I am doing it without them. Left is negative 100, set their speed to 15, so it's not going too quick. So similar to last time, but still touch. And once again, if you forget what you did last time, best way to do it, go back to Coder Z, go to mission 1, and see your code. You have it right there. So don't think you have to continually reinvent the same things. I don't remember what I did, Mr. Baker. So we did drive, wait until touch, and then we did the left turn. And then come back to the one you're working on. Oops, what did I forget here? Oh no, I'm on the wrong one? Doing the wrong one. We're over here. Mission 4, they go so quick. So feel free to swap back and forth, look at what's what. Drive, rangefinder, I think that'll do us. So instead of hitting those blocks, obnoxious noise, sound effects, minus points, we're able to go and do it with the rangefinder to stop before we get there. Alrighty, next mission. Restart our mission. So we're going to look for the closest one. This one kind of baffled me at first because I'm like, I don't really know what they're saying, how to do what they're wanting to do. But here's what I ended up deciding. I said, well, let's make this thing turn around in circles. So we'll go 15, and we're going to do a set steering. Go 100. We're going to go to the right. Alright. Now I want to have it stop whenever it finds the closest block. So wait until ultrasonic rangefinder. I happen to know what I put in was, and this is trial and error as you go through. You can do your heads-up display and your manual. If you go leftwards, it's a different value than if you go rightwards. Just by the way, it's not quite symmetric. I put in 89.5 and it ended up working fine. I think if you drive to the left, I think you put in 90. So it's kind of splitting hairs. So once it finds a smaller one, we want it to drive forward, and then we want it to ram into it. And then whenever it hits it, we want it to come backwards and collect up the rest of the stuff and hit the bullseye. Let's see if we got it. Like I said, oh, Nelly, blew it. What'd I do? Oh, yeah. I forget my greater than or less than sometimes. So it was already greater than. We want to say when it's less than. Let's try that. So it's going to turn until it finds the block. So sometimes if you have a different value, like I said, I kept working my way around 90, and it wouldn't trigger my touch sensor. So that's why I ended up going with 89.5. And sometimes you just have to tweak things. It may not make total sense or exactly what they were looking for, but just get the thing to work. Because out in the real world, nothing's ever going to be exactly. You're never going to have exactly 90 feet to something or anything else. So don't feel bashful about making it work with the criteria you have in front of you. All right. Go. We got our tips. All right. Looks like we're going to be going in and turning right. So we know we're going to have a repeat loop. We'll figure out how many a minute. So we're going to drive forward. Always a good thing to get started with. And then instead of until touch, we're going to go until ultrasonic rangefinder. And let's just guess a distance of maybe 15. Mr. Baker, don't forget to change your less than or equal to greater than to less than. All right, thank you. And then let's go ahead and turn right. And like I said, my smart blocks, I'd normally do all this stuff in smart blocks, but with it not working, you make do with what you got. And sometimes programs get a little buggy. It just is what it is. Alright, and then we'll probably drive forward. So let's see how many we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drive. Let's hit 5. We'll see what we got. stops beforehand, 15 inches away. Let's turn on our thing. We can actually see. 15, turn right. 250. And you can see it overshoots a little bit, and that's some controllers type stuff. You're going to find that in the real world as well. Nothing's ever going to come out exactly. Controllers have lag. There's all sorts of issues. There's momentum. There's other stuff, so don't expect everything to be precise. It's easy enough on a computer, but whenever you get out in the real world, it can be a whole different situation. Alright, what do we got now? Restart our mission. Still got the tips every day. I think they get tired of reminding us about tips every mission. Alright, I can tell we're going to be repeating stuff already, right? I'm probably going to drive forward. We're going to, instead of touch, we're going to do the ultrasonic rangefinder. I'm going to turn my left hand so I don't forget right now. I'm figuring it's probably the same as last time, which was 15. And then I have it turn left. And left is negative on your steering, I believe. Slow that joker down. And I think whenever we get done, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain at 5, and then I think we're going to need a final drive. Let's see. Sorry, had to check I was still recording. Next mission. Alright. Angles, distances, manual control. So you can play around in your manual control if you need to, and other stuff. Whatever you need to do. I'm going to just kind of cut to the chase, since I played around with it earlier. So I'm going to start turning left. I turned a little bit slower than normal, because I want to make sure, once again, as you get into more precision, the slower that you drive that thing, the more precise it's going to be. I'm going to turn it to the left. On the gyro, we're going to use the gyro again, because I got a 45-degree angle. That looks right. So whenever it turns at 45 degrees to the left, I want it to go ahead and drive forward. But I don't want it to, I want it to hit this can, but then I want it to turn, not hit the wall or anything else. So we're going to use the ultrasonic rangefinder. And that distance, I actually picked something a little bit different. I picked 80, because 75 was getting too close for me. And once again, you just kind of make do with what's what. So whenever it hits 80, I want it to turn right. So do I already have a turn? I have a turn. Let me steal that turn. Let me steal this turn. So we're going to do a full right. So that's 100. Time is 1750. But I think that's only with the speed of 15. And then we're going to drive forward. We're going to hope this thing works. So what it should do, start turning to the left until the gyro, we're going to turn on gyro and ultrasonic rangefinder, gets to greater than or equal to 45. Drive forward till the ultrasonic rangefinder is less than or equal to 80. Turn right, and then drive forward. 45 looks about good. 80 looks about good. And looks like we're going to take her home. Next mission. Restart our mission. Probably don't have to do that because you haven't done them in the past. Same but different. Let's see what's different. What's different? It's pretty similar to me. Alright, so let's start turning left. I want it to be precise. We got our steering. Once again, steering to the left is negative. We want to control it with the gyro. So if I'm angled right here at 60 and I want it to turn to the left, how many degrees is that? What's 90 minus 60? Correct, 30. So whenever it hits 30, I want it to stop turning. And I want you to drive. But don't drive too far. I want you just going up until the ultrasonic rangefinder gets to a certain distance. That distance, let's try 80 again. And we're going to flop that bad boy right there. And then we're going to have it turn right. $15, $17.50, 100. After it turns right, drive right on in. So it should do. We're going to start turning this thing to the left. Stop when our angle goes from 60 straight up to 90. Hit that. So we should be angled there. Drive forward till we hit to 80 units away from that wall. And then we'll have it turn right. Once again, steering. And then drive forward. See if it works. So feel free to use a little geometry with that 60 minus 90 minus 60 is 30. Nice. All right. This one is complicated. I actually cheated. I used the example they had from the program. We're going to work it up now. Did it restart? Now it's frozen on me. Not cool, dude. We're coming back in. Alright, so they have another ultrasonic rangefinder over here on the right. So not only can we tell a distance in front of us, we can tell a distance over to our right. The robot needs to reach the good containers, which is further back than the wall. More than one type of sensor. You can specify over here for right or front. Heads up display. So we're going to turn into it with an angle, with a turning. We're not going to just make right turns on this one. Code's not complete. Alright. We're going to work on this first one. So we have drive forward. And it's going to come up here and see when the wall. So why don't we say that that wall is approximately 45 away. So the wall is 45 away. Whenever it gets greater than 45, sorry, I turned it. We want it to start turning, angling to the right. So we want it to go ahead and turn. Whenever this thing is, I think it's set, can be negative 90. I don't remember. We'll see. Drive power straight. Ultrasonic rangefinder. Get distance. Let's say that's going to be like 5. So what we're talking about right now is going up. When it sees this opening, we want it to turn in a radius. Then we want it to drive forward. Until so it's going to start turning. Whenever it gets to a 90 degrees, it's going to go ahead and straighten up. And then whenever it sees this thing, when it's less than or equal to 5, we're going to make it back up. So we're going to go do this one but backwards. Oh, no, we want to do back up straight. So we're going to do that one. Back up. And it's going to back up until it gets out to where we need it to be, which is the ultrasonic rangefinder can tell us that. That'll have to be front, and I think that's going to be 75. And then we want it to turn. My code's looking janky right now. So go forward till it recognizes that thing. Start turning it to the right till 90. Go straight. Go up to the thing. Back up. Here we need to, we're gonna, oh, so this back, let's change here. Change that speed to 15. This speed should be 15. I don't know. Let's see what we got with this. Not hitting that one. Oh, this one needs to be front. I have that to right. Alright, let's see what that does. Let's come up, start turning. Probably too slow of a turn. I don't even think I need to slow that down. Go on in, should back up. Got my turn going the wrong way. Alright, so let's change this to see what that gives us. Change it back up to 100. Alright. So we're starting to rotate, but we want to stop that rotation whenever the gyro is back at 0 because it's over rotating. So when that is equal to 0, I think that's going to keep us going straight. And I'm going to change this one, see if we can get away with 100 on that. Alright, I gotta watch that again. I'm not sure why that's goobering up. Okay, so we're at negative. It should stop right there. Why does that keep driving forward? It's because I don't have another command after it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that that's going to stop. I'm going to put a loop onto this, because we want to do this twice. So let's pull it in the loop, see what we get. Alright, so it started, but it didn't get far enough before it detected this. So this right here needs another little oomph. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a 1 second, because it started to go, but it immediately detected this. So we have to ignore this for a little bit of a second. So we're going to slide that down. We're going to have a drive, and I'm going to force that thing to drive for 1 second. And I think that's going to get past that gap. Once it's past that gap, our logic should be sound. Let's see. Okay, if we hit it, we're good. Past the gap. Come in there. There we go. And that was it for Module 10, Object Detection 2. Thanks for watching.